Hello, welcome to this video. We are going to go ahead and find trigonometric values of the unit circle angles. And this idea is very, very simple. If you have a unit circle on hand, it's just really kind of just substituting in values, knowing what you're looking for, and calculating those values. Okay, so we have talked about unit circle angles, the x coordinate always being cosine. X, cosine. The y coordinate, sine. Okay, well, we talked about sine and cosine. What about tangent? I'm so glad you brought up tangent because we need to talk about tangent before we kind of dive into this game. So sine and cosine, you would agree, are y and x respectively. Okay, and if I have an angle, say here, theta, okay, and I want tangent of theta. Well, tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is y, adjacent is x, so that gives me adjacent. So that gives me y over x. Okay, well, if y is sine and x is cosine, then I come up with this equation here, that tangent is sine over cosine. And this is a very, very big idea in trigonometry. Tangent is sine over cosine. Go ahead and say it with me. Tangent is over. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate some values. So here they say, use the unit circle and trigonometric identities to find each value. Okay, what is tan of pi over 6? Well, I do know that tan theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. Okay, so then all I need to go ahead and do is calculate what is sine of pi over 6. So we can go ahead and go to our unit circle, and here is pi over 6, right? Okay, so this is your x value, there's cosine, this is your y value, there is sine. So I can go back to my problem and I can substitute in those values. Okay, so sine of pi over 6, that is 1/2. Cosine, that is positive root 3 over 2, and then I can go ahead and solve this. So maybe you're freaking out. You're like, wow, a fraction divided by a fraction. Calm down. You did it in like 6th grade and 7th grade. You guys are pros. Something happened in high school you forget. Remember, to divide fractions, you multiply, right? So I take it, I turn it into multiplication instead of division, and I flip the denominator. Multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So we get this. Okay, the 2's will cancel, and I get 1 over square root of 3. Okay, and that is tangent of pi 6, 1 over root 3. But remember, mathematicians are like, we have OCD. We don't like radicals in the denominator for some weird reason. I'm okay with it, but most of my colleagues are not. We get root 3 over 3. Okay, so that's how you see that's tangent of pi over 6, root 3 over 3. All right, what is tangent of 135 degrees? Well, okay, so that's sine of 135 over cosine of 135. Okay, so we're going to go to our unit circle. We'll find 135 degrees, which is right here. Okay, and note that, oh, actually, I really don't like this. Make sure this is negative root 2 over 2. Your guys' should be this way, root 2 over 2. Okay, so we get positive root 2 over 2 divided by negative root 2 over 2, which anything divided by itself is 1. Okay, but I have a positive divided by a negative, so I get negative 1. All right, next, tangent of pi over 2. Okay, so tangent of pi over 2, this is sine of pi halves over cosine of pi halves. And the quadrantials are really nice. You know, you don't even need to like go to your unit circle, right? Pi over 2 is at the North Pole. I know that that coordinate is 0, 1. So then I have 1 divided by 0. Oh no, you cannot divide by 0. What are you doing? Dividing by 0. The world explodes. Undefined. That's your answer. Okay, so it is undefined. And what actually happened here, right, is you have a vertical asymptote. We've talked about that before with rational functions, right? If you have a 0 in your denominator, undefined, vertical asymptote. Okay, here are some practice problems. I want you to go ahead, please try these. Remember, tangent is what? Okay, all right, so go ahead and try. Hopefully you pause the video. Here are the answers. So tan of pi fourths is 1, and tangent of 210 is root 3 over 3. Okay, if you got the positive 1 over root 3, feel good. You're like there. You just need to remember to rationalize. All right, here are some more examples. They want cosine of 60 degrees. Okay, well, hey, I mean, that's pretty simple, right? I just go to my unit circle. I identify where 60 degrees is, and that is right here. And cosine, that's the x value. Okay, so that is 1/2. Simple. All right, sine of 5 pi over 4. Okay, well, that is negative root 2 over 2. Okay, so you just go and you find the y value, negative root 2 over 2. Simple. What is tangent of 180 degrees? Okay, so this is sine of 180 over cosine of 180. Okay, and again, I can just do this. Hey, right here. Okay, and this coordinate location is negative 1, 0. So I get 0 over negative 1, okay, which is just 0. Okay, all right. Here is some practice problems. Pause the video. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to release the answer in waves. So you'll have like the first row, then the second row, then the third row, okay? All right, so pause, try the first two. All right, so hopefully you tried the first two. Here are the solutions. Root 3 over 2 and negative 1. Okay, try the next two. Please pause and try the next two. Here are the solutions to the next two. Tan of 225 is 1. And cosine of 7 pi over 6 is negative root 3 over 2. All right, and then pause video last time. All right, here are the final answers. Okay, so tan of 3 pi over 2 is undefined, and tan of pi is 0. Okay, all right, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you next time. Peace.